Okay, just before this video starts, I just want to explain, I can understand that some of these videos may be boring because all you're getting is just me talking to the camera, and I do understand. I do try and edit it as much as possible to make it enjoyable, but I did upload this video last night, but it was blocked and it was copyrighted because of some of the things I put in it. So unfortunately you just have to go with what I've got for you. Sorry about that, but there's nothing much I can do. So please enjoy this video, and there you go, the end of me. Okay, in this video I'm going to be recommending 5 TV shows that I have watched for you guys to watch while in isolation and in lockdown from the coronavirus. Welcome back to the channel. Yes, I'm uploading every other day if you haven't already noticed. Today I'll be talking about 5 TV shows that I have watched that I would recommend you to try while in isolation or in lockdown. Alright, so number 1. Okay, now my dad introduced me to this. It's called A League of Their Own. It's an 18, so if your parents don't want you watching 18s, don't watch it. So pretty much it's a show. It's a UK show hosted by James Corden, and pretty much they have 2 teams, the blue team and the red team, and they pretty much they sign players, a little bit like a football team as such, but they sign people who they sign 2 team captains. One's Jamie Redknapp and one is Freddie Flintoff. And what they do is they get special guests on each week. I think it's each week, yeah. And they do sporting challenges. So they get sporting questions, sporting challenges, and there's always a fun obstacle course to do at the end. And what they talk about is so funny, but how they always end at the correct time and pretty much the same amount of time of every episode is brilliant. And it's so funny. It's great. It's on Sky One, and if you go onto Now TV Entertainment, Sky One, A League of Their Own. I think it's brilliant. See, there's 2 team captains, but up from season 1, I think, to season 12, they had 2 signed on the blue team and 1 signed on the red team, which was Freddie Flintoff and Jack Whitehall, and then the red team was Jamie Redknapp. But now, since season 13, I think we're now at season 15, it has been Freddie Flintoff on his own with Jamie Redknapp and Ramesh Ranganathan. You should probably know who he is at the moment. Yeah, that is one thing I definitely recommend, and I think some of you may enjoy it if you've got the same sense of humour as I do. Okay, number 2. Alright, this is something you can watch. I think it's on Disney Plus. I'm not sure what else it's on, but it's called The Mandalorian. And also my dad did introduce this to me, and it's about this Mandalorian journey throughout the galaxy when he comes across as we call Baby Yoda, but obviously it's not Baby Yoda, it's set after Yoda died, so it's obviously it's the same species as Yoda. I'm still not actually sure what it is, but yeah. Yeah, it's very good, it's funny as well. Yeah, they've got some good characters in there. Yeah, also I recommend that. It's fun to watch, and some of you may enjoy it as well, if you've not already seen it. Right, okay, number 3. Okay, it's slightly different, but it's similar to the first one, A League of Their Own. They do their own road trips as well, so that could be a similar thing that you watch individually to their actual in the studio TV shows. But they go on road trips. James Corden sets the teams up and gives them challenges to do in different parts of America. They've done 2 in Europe, they've done 2 in America. I think that's it at the moment. There'll be another one coming this year, so make sure you've caught up and ready for that if you're going to watch it at all. But yeah, I really enjoy watching it. The road trips are especially funny because they're out of their comfort zones, and it's hilarious. So at the end of every road trip there is a forfeit, whoever's got the least amount of points. A little bit of a spoiler, Freddie Flintoff has had all 3 out of 4 of the forfeits. He had to dance on stage with the Chippendales, which is pretty much like women go and watch them and stuff like that. That's all I'm going to say. They were in New York, and he had he went on the stage as did drag, and it was really funny. Number 3, he had to bungee jump off a really tall dam, and you've probably seen him do the same on Top Gear inside a car. It was probably the same dam actually, but also the most recent one, he had to walk across a 40-meter tightrope, I think it's about 50 meters in the air and 40 meters between a tower and a castle. And Jamie Redknapp had to do that, and he smashed it. He was brilliant at it. So yeah, that's another thing I recommend. Yeah, make sure you go watch it if you're interested. Okay, number 4. Alright, so some of you may not, may think it's a little bit childish, but I am a big fan of Doctor Who. And of course, I'm going to talk about this. Yeah, it's pretty much a time traveller called the Doctor, who travels through time and space with his/her companions, and it's just about his story, pretty much his or her story, sorry. Pretty much taking the long way around to go back home, pretty much. And we're now at the 13th Doctor. She's really good, I think. Little bit cringy here and there, but she's not bad at all. My favourite Doctor personally is number 11, Matt Smith. He was ace at what he did, and so was David Tennant, but Matt Smith was brilliant. I'm sorry, but he was amazing. He was the youngest Doctor, well, the youngest actor to play the Doctor out of all of them. I also did really like William Hartnell as well. Like when filming, editing got a lot better, you could see his acting ability was so much better. But yeah, I ace at what he did, and so was David Tennant, but Matt Smith was brilliant. I'm sorry, but he was amazing. He was the youngest Doctor, well, the youngest actor to play the Doctor out of all of them. I also did really like William Hartnell as well. Like when filming, editing got a lot better, you could see his acting ability was so much better. But yeah, I would always recommend watching Doctor Who, unless you think I'm a sci-fi idiot and you think it's quite childish, but that's your choice, it's not mine, and I really enjoy it, so yeah, it's your choice. Okay, and number 5. Oh, it's similar to Doctor Who, but it's called Torchwood. There are 4 seasons, there's season 1, 2, but the third season is called Children of Earth, and then the 4th one's called Miracle Day. The first 2 seasons are about how Gwen Cooper joins Torchwood, and the reason it's linked to Doctor Who is because Captain Jack Harkness, he's one of the close friends of the Doctor, and at the end of season 1, he runs off to meet the Doctor as they go to Utopia and fight the Master again. Yeah, so it links in with things that I watch as well. And he adds it in season 2. It's all about how Gwen Cooper's development into Torchwood and moving on from the police and outside the government, and pretty much protecting Earth against the future as extraterrestrials enter the Earth's atmosphere, and it's their job to make sure they cover it all up. Pretty much. Season 3 is at the end of season 2, 2 characters are killed off, Toshiko and Owen, unfortunately, but unfortunately that had to happen. So in Children of Earth, Gwen Cooper finds out she's pregnant near the end of it, and the reason it's called Children of Earth because aliens come down to Earth, and they control all the children, and it's partly Captain Jack's fault because back in the 1960s he gave those aliens children as a gift, and one child escaped, and he's never been the same since, and he's still controlled because he was there that night. And you see, Captain Jack's immortal, so that's why he was back in the 1960s. Yeah, so Captain Jack does a lot of bad things some of the time, unfortunately. At the end of the season, the final episode, he has to do something to his daughter his daughter's his grandson, and it's not a very good thing, and it's quite upsetting. And Jack just runs off and just leaves Gwen on her own. But as we come to season 4, Miracle Day is all about how the Earth. So something happened to the Earth when nobody could die, and the population just kept growing and growing and growing, and there was nothing much they could really do. So the people that Captain Jack came back to save Gwen, and 2 new people, Esther and Rex, who joined Captain Jack and Gwen. They helped stop Miracle Day, and it was all about this thing called the Blessing, which was pretty much a crack in between the Earth. At one point, Buenos Aires and China, Shanghai, is exactly the opposite sides of the planet to each other, and that's each side. And the way they did this, the reason they were able to make the Earth immortal, was putting immortal blood on both sides into the Blessing at the same time. And that happened because of Jack back many years ago. He was said to be the devil, and people kept trying to kill him, but he kept coming back to life. So they took his blood, and then they used that blood at either side to be able to make the world immortal. And because of the whole world turning immortal, that means Captain Jack became immortal for the first time in a long, long time. And later, because Rex got a big pole stuck in him in the first episode, of course he lived because of Miracle Day. They switched because later in the season, Esther and Rex are on their own in Buenos Aires, and there's a spy that comes to destroy all the immortal blood that they have, so they could put it in both sides to turn the world back to immortal. But what they did, Esther, she transferred Rex's blood and Jack's blood, and they transferred it, so Rex became immortal again, and they blew up the mortal blood by accident, and then they just so happened, luckily, to be able to get Jack's blood in one side, Jack's blood again on the other side, and then the world became mortal again. But to stop Rex from doing so, one of the bad people that were guarding the place, they shot Esther, and it's either they keep her alive, or they carry out the mission and she has to die, and unfortunately she did. But they still did it, and I'm slightly confused how they ended it at season 4, because there is so much they could have added. They could have added another season, because Rex, because he became immortal. Oh no, oh, if you've just realised, I've been using the wrong words the entire time. Mortal and immortal. I've been using the wrong way around. Rex became immortal near the end because he still got Jack's blood. And they capture the spy at the end at Esther's funeral. But yeah, I enjoyed watching those, and I spent loads of time doing it. I absolutely love those, and yeah, possibly think about watching them yourself if you ever so wish. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. Please can we get this video to 5 likes before I upload my next video in 2 days. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to all my channels, they're all in the description, including my Instagram, and my clothing Instagram, so if you want anything, DM me on there, and I'll see you in the next video.